Hey everybody, another game, another loss, same old Detroit, right? Um, just got finished watching the game, and there's a lot of pointers that I'm seeing more and more as the season's going on, even as the time here is going on. I mean, I've been a Lions fan my whole life, but the lack of progression is getting really frustrating. I call you longtime Lions fans out for being so loyal because this team, I mean, they're enough to give me a heart attack, honestly, but. I'm just going to address this team right now. The things that we need to change are huge, in my opinion. The O line, first and foremost, they need to do something with that O line. This O line is the worst O line in probably all of football. But I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, this O line, they're capable of blocking. I think a lot of it's going down to the play calling that Lombardi has. Lombardi, we don't have, and this is to you personally, Lombardi, we don't have the offensive line who is capable of moving quickly and moving down the field quickly. We aren't able to move our feet as fast as other players. So when you run a zone blocking scheme, it's going to be expected that they're going to give up a lot of plays for the other team. Why in the world are you running a zone blocking scheme? Run a man-up blocking scheme. It is the simplest thing in football. Play hard-nosed football. Stop with the zone blocking crap and learn it. This offensive line is not capable of freaking running a zone blocking scheme. And I don't know how you've been so blind to it. And I don't care if it's your pride. I don't care anything about it. But this is getting really old really quickly. Now, you know what? I mean, I just don't even know how you can keep up. It's not that hard to change to a man blocking scheme, honestly. And you know what? I think these guys would love it if you would just let them man up and play it instead of falling back to block. Like, there's no point in the world in using a zone blocking scheme with our own line. And you know what? These guys are talented enough to where I think they are big enough that they'd be able to make an impact in just a standard man blocking scheme. Number two, Lombardi, you're done. Just the grandson of a Packer. Just you need to get out of Detroit. Just get out of Detroit. You don't need to be here anymore. After last season, you were even last season. Our offense was still not very good. We just won because our defense was great. That's the only reason. And that the whole play calling that you had, the whole conservativeness of it is just stupid. You have a quarterback who can throw the ball 70 yards down the field. A receiver is 6'5", runs a 4.40, and can jump up in the air, out-jump anybody. And you insist on running the ball with running backs who are not proven, and then you consistently play call ourselves out of the game. We're up 17-3 on the Vikings. You don't go conservative. You run up to score. That's how it works. If you want to win, you score. It's amazing to me how crappy your play calling constantly is. Like, I just can't even fathom how I'm watching these games and a high school coach can make these. And I'm nothing against high school coaches, but you know what? I would love to see any high school coach go in there and coach because I think they would do a heck of a job. At least they'd probably be able to fire their guys up. You're just playing. You're not doing anything to help this team, Lombardi. Overall, even the same thing. I'm gonna talk about the upper management too. Martha Ford, sell the team. Seriously, you don't even know what football is probably. Like realistically, okay, yeah, your husband owned the team, but you don't need to be owning this team anymore. Give it to someone who knows football. Because you're not benefiting the team at all either by putting this coaching staff in. And you know what? I don't even have a problem with the coaching staff, except for Lombardi. I think if Caldwell I know he's going to be on the hot seat, but I like Jim Caldwell. I think Jim Caldwell could be a great coach if you just let him move over to what he's good at and let him be a offensive coach because he's a heck of a play caller and he knows what he's doing. He knows football. Clearly, Lombardi doesn't. So why don't you fire Lombardi? I'd give Caldwell one more season, honestly. I think let him call the plays, let him run the offense, and we'll see how this team turns out. And then even to, Martha, just sell the team. Like I said, sell the freaking team to someone who knows the sport because clearly you don't care about the sport, you only care about the money. And as a Lions fan, you invest money into the team and you guys don't do anything to help it. You have all the talent in the world, all the players, but the coaching and the upper management is just not what it needs to be. You're not firing up your team. You're not giving them the passion to win. Seriously, just sell the team. Save yourself some time. Let the city of Detroit gain a little bit of pride in their Lions because right now all we do is lose. And we can't have a consistent season. You know? I mean, overall, honestly, other than a few big plays, I think our defense is fine. I mean, Darius Slay, Rasheed Mathis. I mean, if I'm guarding these receivers all day because our offensive line had 5 yards of total offense until the final two drives, I'd be exhausted too, and I'd be giving up big plays too because you know what? There's just you get exhausted. It's just how it works. That's how football works. If your offense doesn't do anything, it's a parallel understanding of football. If your offense is good, your defense is going to play good. If your defense is good, your offense should play good too. But when one falters, the other one sucks. It's just how it works. It's like Michigan last year. I'm going to college. We had the great defense, eighth best defense in the country, but you know what? We had Devin Gardner and one of the worst offenses in the country, and we lost. We went 5-7, something like that. This year with Jim Harbaugh, we're doing well because our offense and our defense knows how to move, knows how to play in correlation. They feed off each other. There's no one there that I'm seeing that's giving each other energy. And to all the Stafford haters out there too, I get you're frustrated with him, but a lot of this is play calling. And a lot of this is the fact that, you need to be throwing the ball where he's comfortable. 10 to 15 yards down the field, that's his arm. That's where he's at. Not 1 to 6 yards. None of these screens. He's meant to throw the ball 10 to 15 yards. That's where he excels. This is pretty logical stuff. I don't know watching the game why Lombardi can't get his thick skull around his pride and just start playing calling. It's probably, it's his grandfather from the grave or whatever saying, make the Lions suck because we're part of Green Bay, ha ha ha. But after the season, I won't be surprised seeing changes. Lombardi's out. I'm going to give Caldwell's on the spot, but I would like to see him with one season as the offensive coordinator at least because I think he'd do a better job than freaking Lombardi. This offensive line, that needs to be our priority in the draft this year. Get some offensive linemen, ones that know how to play. Lake and Tomlinson, you're young. I don't expect you to excel at the position, but there's no guys there to teach these young guys how to play. So, and Martha Ford, just stop. You don't care. You don't care about Detroit football. No, just sell the freaking team to someone who knows football. That's all I ask. It's just frustrating watching this team with the lack of inspiration, the lack of football understanding. I'm on a fan group every week, and you know what? We're on the Facebook fan page, and it's the same thing every week. Fire Lombardi. Martha, sell the team. Caldwell, there's really not much about Caldwell. Our defense is playing okay, we're not... I think we're more than capable of winning. We can play winning football if we just get the coaching. Well, I'm done with my rant. Go Lions, same as always. One pride. Grab my helmet here. We will win a Super Bowl eventually, guys. Eventually, when we can get the upper management. That's how it's going to happen because we got the players, but we don't have the management. So, like I said again, go Lions. Let's go.